What's up? And welcome back to the Fair Shake Podcast. I'm your host, Felipe Savage. And with me, as always, my incredible lineup of co-hosts. Without further ado, Fat, take it away.
What it do? It's your boy Fats. It's your boy Fats on the live. Again with my boys. Second ep. Ready to do this. Pass it on to my boy Chris.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Killer Ghost, aka K1, aka El Capitan. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. And Pro, take it away.
What's going on, everybody? This is Pro Daddy. This is Darry. This is Daddy, also known as Finna Get Mangu No Huevos. Unfortunately, Keith can't be with us this week. It's his birthday. Fortunately for him, it's his birthday weekend plus, Valentine's. You guys will hear this podcast on Monday. And now on to the show.
Yeah, amazing, guys, as always. Yes, Kev, happy birthday if you're listening to this. Yeah, but let's get right into it. So basically this week, I just been playing a lot of Pokemon, right? And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, I think the best rivalry or protagonist, antagonist I've ever seen or played or witnessed has to be Blue versus Red in Pokemon Yellow.
Okay.
Hands
that's solid.
Hands down, bro. Back then, the rival in Pokemon were actual rivals, Now they're your friend and they're cool with you, but nah, I want a rival. And there's no better rival than Red or Gary Oak. Or even the Ash and Gary, back in Pokemon. Original
they even
Pokemon.
Pick what you're weak, what you're strong against. So it's how is that even a rival?
Yeah, I want to pick Charizard and you pick Blastoise. Don't pick
right?
don't pick Bulbasaur. Don't pick somebody that I'm gonna just destroy.
In the later on games they held your hand basically, right?
Yeah, and I dislike that. But so going off of that, also Ash and Gary, those were original rivals. Those were oh man, that competition start with that, that Ash Ketchum and that Gary Oak kind of feel. But yeah, I was just thinking about it all week, and I'm like, yo, this would be a good thing to ask the guys. But what do you guys think? What is a good protagonist for you and an antagonist? Anybody?
For me, my one of my favorite protagonists is from Witcher is Geralt.
Oh, nice.
He's a protagonist, but he's also a badass. He curses. He's a badass. He does whatever he wants. He's also a ladies' man, which is cool.
Hey.
And he has this really deep voice, which always sounds cool too. But that for antagonists, probably my two favorites are of course General Shepard from Modern Warfare 2. You hate him. You have to hate him.
Disrespectful.
After, spoiler alert, 11 years later that he kills a ghost right in front of you, which is one of the best characters in Modern Warfare 2. But yeah, he's an asshole, so you have to hate him. And the other one is Sephiroth.
The one we named you.
He's scary. He had his own theme music. He sorry about the background noise. He has his own theme music. He's in Final Fantasy VII. He's in Kingdom Hearts as a side boss, one of the hardest bosses.
Oh yeah, remember that.
And he still carries his theme. Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know if you guys seen the Final Fantasy movie that him versus Cloud, that he has clones or something too.
The brother clones, and they can feel his pain. Yeah,
exactly. He's just the best bad guy ever.
I can't believe I forgot about Sephiroth completely.
Yeah,
reminded me
that long ass sword.
Yeah, he's definitely badass.
I always thought since they brought Cloud into Smash, they should bring Sephiroth, but he'd probably be too OP.
Whoa, that would be fire.
Everybody would start crying. Oh, another swordie. Do we need?
And then his sword is he'll hit you from across the map.
15 feet long.
Probably broken. Yeah. So those are mine.
15 feet
Basically,
long, no lie.
you East Coast, he's gonna smack you to far East Coast.
For real. But those are mine, yeah.
How about you, Fat?
Um, so while y'all were talking, I was really thinking about it, and probably my favorite protagonist out of all games that I've recently played has to be Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Sora is just basically that character. It's a loving character, and throughout the games, you just grow with him, and you're just like, yo, he's he's the man, and I don't really have a favorite antagonist because I don't really go the bad guy way. But if I had to think about somebody who thinks about themselves and goes about their business and doesn't really give a shit about anything, I'd have to go. He's more likely a protagonist, drifting in that area, but I have to go with Kratos from God of War.
Really?
Yeah.
I love
always mad.
Kratos. He is the.
I didn't even know that.
have abandoned me.
Wait,
Zeus.
but he's a bad guy?
I wouldn't say he's a bad guy,
I mean,
but
depending
somebody.
how you look
But
at
I
it,
think
Throughout the games, he's doing shit basically for himself.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
got it.
He's
I
I get
not
what you're
understand
really.
saying.
what you're saying
He's
Yeah,
because
I
not
get
really.
you.
Yeah.
he does
he's an anti-hero.
an anti-hero. Yep, because he toes that line like. There's things that you be like, damn, that's fucking beast what he's doing. You understand? But he's doing it with razón, with reason. So I
Yeah.
understand what you're getting at with that.
Yeah. It has to
Yeah.
be Kratos. For antagonist. Not so
That's a
much
good one.
antagonist, but those two would be my picks for this category. And
I like the Sora pick for sure. Like at the
they're
end of the day,
def
it's your opinion, but the Sora pick is dope.
yeah.
So, well,
And
you
they're
haven't.
both different. They're both the complete opposite of each other.
Yeah,
You
true.
haven't
So
beat Kingdom Hearts yet, right? Like all of them.
No, I haven't.
So I was gonna ask you about Xehanort, but I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm not a.
how about you, Pro? Talk to the people.
So excuse me, let me clear my throat. For anyone who knows me, for anyone who actually like really really knows me, I have always had this fascination with heroes and villains, but mainly villains. I've
Right.
always liked the story when the bad guy wins and the good guy loses, right? Doesn't happen much because a lot of people want to be like, oh no, the good guy needs to win. We always need a good story, but I personally feel like there's people that have reason for what they do, and I'm literally like, wow, like damn, I'm on board. So I'm gonna have a long-winded chat now because I love villains.
Go ahead.
My top 3 favorite villains, possibly of all times, in no particular
Gotcha.
order, is Doctor Doom, Magneto, and Darth Vader. Right?
Oof.
They all
Those are
have
powerhouses.
like something that I gravitate to. You understand? Magneto wants the mutants to be accepted, but he goes about it a way where he's like, I don't give a fuck what you gotta say, what you gotta say, what you gotta say. My people, my race comes before you guys. We are the new race.
That's
Right.
Malcolm X.
Um, Doctor Doom, he's just like he wants power. He's really intelligent. He's always, scheming things. And if you read comics, they've written him in so many ways, right? That you're like, wow, he really is like what he says. I could go down that way, you know. And
Right.
then Darth Vader, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars, and I think that it's one of those movies where it's like before we got the prequels, the one episode 1, 2, and 3, before we got to know who he was,
Right.
we seen this guy that he's running things, he's
Hmm.
force choking people from across the way. He's like, you know what? I don't like what you're saying. Shut the fuck up. You know? I think that those three like personify things that I like in a villain. When it comes to the video game aspect of it, now I could go talking for days.
Uh-huh.
One of my favorite villains of all time, Solid Snake, Metal Gear. When you find out that master is really your brother, your twin brother, Liquid Snake.
Oh, wow.
Fire. And he's like, Snake, I'm your brother. And you're just like, what the fuck? And being a kid at the time, I was like, yo, I can't believe this. I was like dumbfounded. I think that took me for a loop. And another person who had reason for wanting to do something because they felt, they were shunned from the world. Another antagonist that I really, really like would have to be with you, Chris, Sephiroth. Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. And
Every podcast.
Literally, I'm gonna probably bring it up all the time.
Every podcast.
What he literally does,
Sponsorship.
you understand? What he literally does is he realizes what the scientists and the world was doing to the world, you understand, and to his mom and Geneva, and finding out that he's not really himself, or is he really himself? And he goes wild with rage, fire. Now this is more of a weird talk about how I'm gonna say this, because I like this rivalry, and is more of like who's my favorite antagonist, protagonist.
Right.
Is they're both protagonists, but depends on what's your view on it. Sonic and Mario.
Really?
Right? Because on one hand you have Nintendo, who guys beast as Mario here, doing fucking every single game known to man, and then you have Sega coming out with Sonic, and you was like, man, I really want to be on board with this fucking little blue speed demon, And I like when they have those cheesy games like Mario and Sonic Olympic Games. I think those are cool. But again, not a conventional protagonist antagonist, but
right.
It depends on what side because literally history is always written by the winners. So that goes down to however you see, however you feel.
Right.
And then probably another antagonist that I would say I like would have to be, remember Fallout 3, or was it 4? 3? No, I think it was 4 when oh no, I'm sorry. I'm so off the edge right now. Vegas. Remember Vegas when did you guys play Fallout Vegas?
Yeah.
I personally I didn't. I tried it, but I just can't get into Fallout.
Well,
No matter
spoiler
what I do.
alert. The guy that you've been doing work for the entire time, thinking that he's a good guy, actually really is bad. And you're just like, holy shit, I did not expect that.
Doing all that work. But nothing.
Like, there's movies, because I don't feel like we talk much of movies, but I want to bring up a movie that I've
for sure
loved, and is The Departed with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon. There's a few notable cast actors in that cast, and in the end, if you guys haven't seen it, spoiler alert, the good guy that you thought was good really is bad, and then you're just like, wow, he won. The bad guy won, and it's one of those films where it's like, God, for me. Again, my 3 top all-time favorite villains of all time is always going to be Doctor Doom, Darth Vader, and Magneto. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that, because I don't really like heroes. I think we live in a society where, we always looking for the good guy, but I don't feel like there's a good guy that really embellishes the ideals that I really believe in. I think it's more of like, I want to be like, yeah, I like him, but nah, that's where I land on that.
I got 2 more before you cut off.
No, we keep it going.
Well, one is you could slice them either way.
Right.
It's Thanos. He could either be a protagonist, depending on how you look, or an antagonist. And the second one's a funny one. It's the iceberg from Titanic. That's an antagonist right there.
Dude, he could have fit. He could have fit.
I think that argument is so overdone already.
He could have fit.
We know why it happened. kill off the love interest and blah blah blah. The best scene in that whole movie is my guys on the fucking boat playing the instruments. Like just figure out how these like four guys are like, this is our last song together, and they're like, and they're like, if it was me, I'm like, bruh, there's a lifeboat right there. We squeeze right in. Nah, these guys
women and children first.
These guys went out playing violins and trumpets and drums. Nah.
Oh man! But with that being said, guys, piggybacking off that, would you rather be a hero or a villain? Personally, if you had to choose,
I always like Pro. I'm more of a villain kind of guy.
Yeah.
And like games, you could pick your own decisions and stuff. I always usually go the bad guy route, so I would probably be a villain.
How about you, Fat?
I would say absolutely 100%. I'd be a hero.
Oh my God, you speaking my language.
I'd be the hero. I can't see myself be the bad guy.
100% there. I think that heroes, they just live by a code, man. They live by a code that not everyone else is gonna. They don't get paid for it. They do it because they want to.
Okay,
me personally, I would be a hero.
All right. So what if you were a hero like the assassin from Assassin's Creed?
If I got killed,
technically.
So personally, I have this thing, right?
To do an agenda, so.
Okay, question. I have this. Well, not question, but statement. I have this thing. I don't know if you guys have it, but I would personally, if I was a hero and I had to, harm someone or kill someone to save millions, I would 1000% would. So if that makes me a bad guy, then I'll be a bad guy. But personally, I think that makes me a hero.
So how did you feel about when Superman was, what was it? The one with Henry Cavill.
He snapped the guy's neck at the end.
Yeah. How did you feel about that?
100%. Snap his neck.
He doesn't want to kill though. Was you still on board with him?
His neck.
And
snap it.
I mean, there's different iterations of Batman, and
right.
My favorite is favorite film wise of the Batman is gonna always be the Tim Burton's with Michael Keaton.
Right.
Followed by the Christopher Nolans, and that's it. But my favorite Batman would have to be Ben Affleck. Just seeing that that brolic Batman, he walked into the room and he's like choke slamming people. I think at one point he did some weird ass rock bottom to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Him fighting Superman and not giving a fuck,
Which is crazy because
was Batman a hero then if he would have killed Superman or a villain? What kind of vigilante would he have been?
I mean, if that's a hard one. That's a hard one right there.
For me, I'd be 100% a villain with reason. You understand?
But what would your reason be to be a villain? So you just gonna kill people to give yourself $100 million? Because that's what they do.
If that's something that I want, though, but that's not something that I want,
So how would you be a villain that's a successful villain? Because I'm majority of the time,
villain would have to be someone like Punisher. The Punisher?
No way.
I don't see him as a
Frank Castle.
I see him as a villain.
Rousseau. Rousseau.
I see him as a villain because there's no reason that he has to take the law into his hand and literally shoot up a fucking club and have all those bodies things. His reason for doing that was, to punish those that, I hate to say it like that, no pun intended, to punish those who did harm to him, you understand? Yeah. And he went out and he did whatever he had to do. Now, if I had to be a villain, it'd be somewhere in between the line of either Darth Vader or Magneto. If I had to do something at whatever cost to save my people or to save, to betterment of my thing, I will absolutely do it.
I feel you there. I also had another question for you guys. With that being said, about things we like or things we dislike that other people like, or heroes and villains. How do y'all feel about video games that the masses love, but you just seem to not like it. Because earlier today, I'm on Xbox Live with my boys, and one of my boys says, "Yo, get on NBA 2K20." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not playing this game. I cannot stand video games that have to do with basketball. Not only am I not a basketball fan."
So basically, what you're asking is, what game do we like? What game do we dislike that other people like? Okay, I get it.
Yes, the masses, but like I'm talking about a game that every release gets like 1 million sales, but you just can't figure out why do people play this game.
Could I lead the charge with this one?
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
I have two notable ones, and I think it's just me. One of them is Rocket League. I keep trying to holy hell try to play this game, and I don't fucking like it. Like
that's the game with the cars,
soccer
right?
Cars, yeah. And I know a lot of people love this game. Like, you know, it's soccer with cars, you know. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't see the real like enjoyment out of it. Like, yeah, you do some wild ass shots and shit, but for me, I could live without it. And then the other one is Fortnite.
What?
Fortnite for me is one of those
I
games
second that.
I third
Fortnite
that.
for me is one of those games where like I absolutely fucking hate building. I just don't like that aspect of the game. If you give me a gun, I'm gonna kill you. But if I have to fucking build and shoot at the same time, fuck that. I have my fair share of wins, maybe 5, no more than that.
No way, you have more than 5 wins.
No, but solo wins, wins. You understand?
Right.
With group friends, yeah, it's okay, I get it, but by myself, it's a game I would rather not play.
I think that it's a learn. I think it's more of it's a learning curve for sure. It's a game that you need to like really invest in to be good at. But I think that if y'all ever have put that investment, y'all would enjoy the game. But again, that's a big ask.
A lot of people like that. I don't like. Remember when Xbox released that game? In my opinion, that I think is so ass. Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Okay.
First off, right? There's no fucking reason while I'm on a even a small boat feels like a big ass boat. You gotta fucking take down the sails, throw the mast, pick up the anchor, throw the rope, look at the compass, do all that stuff. And I'm like, this is boring, right? Then when I did it with friends, they're like, oh, pro, climb up to the top and let us know how far the island is. And I'm like, yeah, due north, sail, yeah. There's a fucking squid about to attack us. You understand? After that, I was like, nah, fuck this game. So those 3 games I can live without, and I dislike them. You understand? Yeah. I have friends that absolutely love Rocket League. My kids play Rocket League. My kids play Fortnite. You understand? I have like maybe 6 friends who play Sea of Thieves. And there are a lot of people that play those games because they're still popular and people love them, especially Fortnite. But for me, I could live without them. They're ass, in my opinion.
Oh, nah, come on. They can't get the ass rating for sure. Maybe they're not your cup of tea, but they can't be that bad. Nah. Personally. How about you, Fat? How about you? What's a game that you dislike that everyone just seems to love?
I gotta go with Pro on Fortnite.
Really? Is that a unanimous with you guys? Like, it's Fortnite? Jeez.
I'm gonna give you another pick, but I'm gonna explain why.
Fortnite. No, for sure.
Again, what Pro was saying, the whole building scheme, it's a kill. It's a buzzkill for me. Like if you're throwing me in the game and it's like PUBG. PUBG, you don't gotta build no shit. You go, you find your equipment, and you kill the first person you see.
Right.
But then you throw in, I gotta knock this tree down so I can get some lumber to protect myself from you shooting me, and then I can build over you, then get around you, and then eventually get under you, and then I shoot you, and then you dead, and that it kills the game for me.
Right.
Like I love the whole concept of the costumes and the skins, like. They've come out with some miraculous skins, and you know it kind of brings me into it to want to play it.
They got a bunch of crossovers,
but then the building is like Nah, fuck this game. I'm like, fuck it. Nah, I can't.
I think the best two
Right.
crossovers that game had again would have to be the Thanos event. Remember that?
Oh, that was amazing.
Fire and the Star Wars one. But other than that, I could care less.
The lightsabers were fire. No, yeah, I get it.
A
Fortnite
mode where you don't gotta
is,
build, where there's no building. And
Yeah.
I'll probably play it.
You would play, so the building is what y'all saying. That
I hate it.
Yeah, the building kills you.
Bro, I can't be winning a gunfight and you running away building a castle to fucking run away from me.
Exactly.
That's it pissing me off enough in COD when you're winning.
No,
and
for
the
sure.
guy runs away. Imagine they building a Starbucks right in front of you. Come on.
Oh man,
I guess I had another one though.
Yeah.
This is not a game like I dislike,
right?
But I dislike it only because I'm terrible in it, and I can't seem to get the hang of it. But it's every Call of Duty that ever comes out.
What?
I can't get the hang of it. Like,
right?
I can't get good at it. Like when Black Ops that series, I was pretty good. Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and then Black Ops 3 came out with the whole little jet boosters and running on the walls.
That's when they copied off the Titanfall.
I actually got pretty good. Like, I was actually going positive.
Right.
But then you get the tryhards and double EXP weekend, and it's like,
sweaties.
You know what? Fuck this game. It's not worth it.
Hey, Mom, like, check out my Tostinos. I'm playing COD.
Is something. It's not. Like I said, I don't dislike it.
Right.
Because I would play the game. You know, just
so if you were a little bit better, you would love it.
I'd probably be a regular playing it. Right. I wouldn't say I love it.
Okay, so I can respect that. That. The fact is, you don't see yourself like being that good, so you don't want to waste your time necessarily, right?
Basically.
You say that? Okay.
And I don't want to get a heart attack.
So, yes, that's a raging
God bless.
So that's probably the game I would be my pick besides Fortnite.
How about you, Chris? Anything besides Fortnite?
Damn, I was gonna start with Fortnite.
Okay.
I'm playing.
Go ahead.
I think it got enough hate. It got enough hate already.
No, fuck that. Throw it under the bus.
I'm a guy that hates MOBAs. League, Dota, all those MOBA games. I despise them. Despise them. I hate that League is always on top in Twitch. Any game that beats it, I clap. Because I'm like, thank God something beat that shitty game.
What do you dislike about it so much?
I hate everything. I hate the people who play it, how they look. They look like no lies. They eat Doritos all day in their mom's basement.
No way.
The game, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I hate everything about MOBAs. And I hate it because I never got into it, and it seems dumb to me. But Minecraft, I hate that game too. That's another. That was the Fortnite before Fortnite to me.
That is true. That I second that.
That's you know all little.
I'm gonna pull out the rock for that one. I'm sorry, Minecraft, bro, kept me up for hours on end. I can't even.
Bro.
But I didn't see what was the fun in it.
I think that falls into who I am. My personality and my
creative side.
I'm a creative, you know.
Yeah, so I like seeing I saw a friend of mine make like a baseball stadium in it. Like that's cool. Like, but like other stuff, I don't know, is dumb to me in that game. And the last one is out of all sports games, the FIFA games. I hate soccer. It's the dumbest sport. And I just hate FIFA.
But for me, like when we started, it's simply 2K. I don't understand that amount of people that go so far and beyond to say, oh, 2K, oh, this year's 2K is going to be the best 2K ever. It's like every year it's the same thing. This 2K is going to be the best 2K ever. Personally,
so look, games like 2K, basketball, football, baseball, even the wrestling games, you're always essentially gonna do the same thing, right? They're just gonna either update the roster, add a mechanic or something. But then again, the same argument could be made for COD, you understand?
Yep.
And the same argument could be made for Assassin's Creed. That the game never really builds on something necessarily. It doesn't make it better, but essentially you're playing the same game.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand where you're coming at. I don't disagree with you. But I think for the people that, for example, can't play basketball on the regular and this is their way to escape, I think it's pretty cool. But not to the point where you're spending real money for
Can
fake.
I
So,
can I say something off the?
Yeah, for
those
sure.
games,
Go ahead.
Yeah, fat.
well, my fault. I was just gonna say, like, those games, they fun in the beginning because you take perspective and you put yourself in the game, and you feel like when I play the show and you build up your character, like that's good. Like, it's fun in the beginning, but then it gets boring because you're doing the same thing, and it's not. They don't elab on like what happens outside of the court, what happens off the field. Sponsorships, interviews. They don't really do any of that in those games, and I would like to see a game where you can actually live outside of the sport.
I think
Another thing.
the 2K games actually does that though, no? With the
I don't know.
basketball?
I don't really play 2K, so
To a certain point, yeah.
Okay, all right. So continue. My bad.
But if you really wanna, what I say, to bring sport games back, let's bring back these street games. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I had mentioned that in an earlier podcast.
NBA, NFL, even Slugfest. Bring them back. Please.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
personally like what's his game? The show. I think the show is really good, in my opinion.
Road to the show could be way better, but that's another topic for another day.
Okay, so
I have one thing about 2K though.
Yeah.
A quick story.
No, yeah.
I don't know if was it this. No. The same year that Spider-Man came out for PS4, right?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they came out the same day, the Spider-Man game and 2K.
Right.
So I go to GameStop because I bought the Spider-Man PS4 Pro. I'm all hype, bro. I don't think since one of the older CODs, like maybe Black Ops, I've never seen the GameStop that packed for a game than it was for 2K.
And it's just I don't see what's the hype.
Me neither.
Like they're paying $65 for an update.
You wait a month. Let's say, when do they come out? September, August.
Yeah.
Around November, they $10. The newest one.
100%.
I swear to you, I'd rather just wait for that.
For sure. No, yeah. So with that being said, and we got a game that everybody likes that you don't. What's a game that maybe you've played before that you enjoyed that not everybody else would like? Like anybody have one of those? Like there's a game that you've played before.
Anthem.
Anthem? You liked it?
That game got a lot of hate and it was fun to me.
Yeah.
The mechanics, the way you fly, amazing. If there's an Iron Man game like that, it'll be crazy. I love the 4-player. I love 4-player co-ops because it's always usually us, 4 of us, or if there was 5, even better because there would be 5 of us. It's usually 4 or 5 of us.
Right.
Always on every night. So it's always good to get like a game like that. Division, I liked Anthem more than Division, to be honest. But what other game I like that other people? I don't know. It's probably Anthem the most.
It's a tough one.
Every other game is like, most people like the same games as me.
Yeah. How about you, bro? You got one?
I think this is like more in our inner circle. I mean, in our inner circle and a lot of people, I would say.
Right.
Mario Maker 2. Like, I really love that game. And I play with my best friend, not really playing with him. So it's like we like pen pals in a way. Like, I'll make a level. And he'll play it, and he'll beat it, and I kind of like that. Like y'all
go back and forth.
we can go back and forth like that, never
Right.
ever actually communicating.
Right.
And I like the game, but I know a lot of people, in my gaming circle and around me don't really like that. And probably Dark Souls, another series that near and dear to my heart that I love, but
Right.
a lot of people, stay away from it because it's too hard, you know.
Me
So
personally, I don't know if y'all know the game at all, but it was a game that I used to like play, and I've really played this game.
I hate that game. Oh no.
it was called Evolve, right?
Oh, I know which one you're talking
oh
about.
And
yeah, Evolve was fire.
it was basically like and the game ultimately, like, they stopped it. They stopped the servers for it, from what I know. Um, but it was basically, you were either the beast that you had to be hunted, or you were one of the four hunters. And that game was like the greatest game of hide and seek made into a video game, and it was so amazing. Like,
I liked that
honestly,
game. I
I
really did.
the interactions, the way, like, you had to track the monster, and like, the game was so good, but I don't know. It didn't pick up. Like, it didn't pick up. They put like the Kraken in it. They put like all these
Would you
crazy
say?
Mhm.
monsters.
Would you
Like,
say that game started the whole like that? What is it? Not
Dead
Dead
by
by
Daylight.
Daylight. You know those games that you're the killer
oh yeah,
and you
like
gotta
the
catch the
Friday
the
four, like a
13th.
Friday
Friday
the
the
13th.
13th. You think that game started that like
I
genre?
I
I think
mean
so.
I mean
It's
it was
past.
it was not like Friday the 13th. Reason why? Because it was Friday the 13th, I would say, like, is the reverse version of Evolve, because Evolve, you were the monster, and the whole thing was to try to hide until you're absolutely strong, like, until you're able to
Uh,
kill the other team. So it was like you were just this monster, right? So you have three stages, and in those three stages you had to try to, like, hide, eat other animals or monsters to become stronger, and then you become the attacker. So the game was really like, you gotta find me before I become like Super Saiyan 10.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but the game was amazing, and I used to play, and I remember, man, at like month 2, dude, month 2, like, it was so hard to find a game. But month
Wow.
1, I found a game every night, like, quick,
Mhm.
and it just died off. And I'm like, man, that game could have been so good. Ultimately, I remember it went free to play for a while, and then it's completely gone. But that's a game that I personally liked, that it seemed like the world hated. How about you, Fat? Do you got one?
I've been thinking, but I don't really.
No,
I,
it's all good. It's all
I
good.
mean, and where when I used to live with my mom's, my brother hated every game I played, so he just wasn't into any of them. But I don't think there's any game that I have that I play that I know that everyone or anybody hates
Hmm,
or dislike.
right.
But I do play. Not that I don't know if anybody else plays, but I do play uh this DBZ card game on mobile phone.
Right.
Dokkan Battle. I don't know if anybody plays that.
I've never heard of it.
I
Never heard of
Doken, that's the Dragon Ball Z phone game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody else plays it, but that's something that not everyone is into.
it. Hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
'Cause
that's a good that's a good
it's
example.
not a big action game, but that's something I would say not a lot of people would be into.
What if I told you, the last topic was a game we dislike, everybody likes. I said Fortnite. And what if I said for this one Fortnite again?
What?
Someone get
Would I
them
be a
energy.
hypocrite? No, I'm playing.
He secretly loves it and hates it.
To your point with Evolve, the reason why I
Yeah.
liked Evolve, and I can see why people didn't like it, I loved it because I love the Left 4 Dead series,
Hmm.
Oof.
and it gave me
Oh my
that vibe,
god.
that
Bring
vibe,
it
like,
back.
yeah, to survive
I
not
love Left 4
only
Dead.
as the hunter while you chasing down the monster, but like, everyone served like a general purpose. Even though Left 4 Dead, everyone, there's like no real class system in it.
Right.
Then I enjoyed that, playing with three other people and putting the game up to like the hardest difficulty and like really trying to survive. because some of the best moments come out of games like that, like struggling, your back's up against the wall, you got the monster or the zombies or whatever attacking you, and then after the fight, somebody's down or everybody's life is like literally like zero to none.
The clutches
moment. Some of the clutches, but also some of the unclutches moments come in that too. Yeah. Like for example, Left 4 Dead. I used to play with my friends Doc, Cold Machine. Shout out to them. And we had this other guy that came in, super nerd. He talked like a nerd and everything. And we're stuck in this staircase, and there's zombies coming from both sides, a horde. And we're like, all right, whatever you do, don't throw a Molotov because we're all gonna burn, the zombies and us, because we're stuck. That's the first thing this guy does, throws a Molotov. And he says, Molotov out, like that and everything. I'm like, come on, so that's the first thing he said, bro.
Oh man, that's funny.
Before we get off of this, because I think I opened up a can of worms, but
this is funny.
I'm gonna end it right here. So I remember playing Left 4 Dead. I think it was 1 or 2, and it's the level where at the end is is like a stadium, and you got to set up the music for the fireworks to go off so that the helicopter could come and pick you up, right? And I remember this was on like insane, like the hardest difficulty, right?
Yeah.
And this was to like close out the achievement. And it's me and a couple of guys playing. And like we're already at the end of this, we're like there's zombies dying all around us, right? And one of the guys gets down, right? And the helicopter comes. And we all start jumping, and he's like, "Come back for me. No, you fucking scumbags, you motherfucking piece of shit. Come back for me. No, my achievement." And I wouldn't even, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I was literally laughing so fucking hard, right? At the time, my gamer tag was Psycho Crusher. That's a nod to Super Street Fighter Bison, because he always said, Psycho Crusher, right? That was my name, was Psycho Crusher.
Right.
You know, I remember saying, Psycho, you piece of shit, save me, save me. And we got into the helicopter. And it was at that moment was like every man for themselves. I got my achievement, and for like anywhere I was at that I was like either feeling down, waiting on a line to get something, or just on a commute, I would think about that very moment and fucking crack up.
Oh my god. That it's safe to say that guy wasn't your friend. But
he was a rando.
Honestly, I want to say something. And this is something I feel the listeners out there, they probably have a say so. So to this topic, guys, down below in the comment section or wherever, just let us know. I want and to you guys, what makes a friend family? What makes that friend go from what's
Definitely
up? How you doing?
Leaving you
for sure. But like, what makes that friend ascend to that? Yo, this is my brother. This is my hijo. This is my son. You know what is that thing for you guys, man? Because personally, it's like I see a lot of times where it's like, oh, this guy's my friend. This guy's my friend. But me, I every time I have a friend that's there for me and that's always like, yo, has the best in mind for me personally, I really do consider them a brother. Like, I consider them family, and it doesn't have to be necessarily like, oh, me and this guy came out the same woman. No, it's just me and this person have a connection beyond just the regular friend that he is. Or I saw a lot of times. There was a perfect example. I have a friend named Philip, and I remember one day, my other brother had introduced us. He probably is in Japan right now, vacation. But yeah, so like we were gonna play water balloons. I must have been like 13, 14, and my brother Nudie said, "Oh, let's play water balloons. Let's have a water balloon fight with these kids from this local field that we used to go to, or that we go to still." And I was like, no, no, no. I remember my mom just egging me like, oh, go make sure your brother's all right. Yeah, go make friends. And I was an inside person. I remember I was just playing like Gears of War all the time, Halo 3 all the time. Like, so I ended up eventually going
Fucking hurt
and I ended up eventually going. And when I went and I was there, man, I just had an awesome time. And personally, we just me and Philip and his brother Willie, we just kicked it like so much that ultimately, man, I was cutting school at their house. You know, they mom was always allowing me to sleep over, and just bonding. Just that natural good vibes, good energy. Like we had the same mindset of a lot of stuff, and even when we didn't have the same mindset, it would never like deteriorate our friendship. There was a lot of time, like me personally, man, if you could have a fight with a friend and then the next day y'all talking to each other, that's more than a friend. Because I can have a fight with somebody that I consider a friend and I'm never going to talk to them again. Me personally. I don't know about you guys. But yeah, we've gotten to arguments and the next day, yo, you coming over my house? Oh, can I come over? You want to play Yu-Gi-Oh? You want to play video games? Whatever it may be. Now, 11, 12 years later, this guy's my brother. He's absolutely my brother. He's like just like Pro in Pro is. Like I see them on the same level. Obviously, me and Pro are blood, but me and my boy Phil, he will always be my brother. So to you guys and to the fans, like, what is something like what does a friend need to do to become family to you? Fat, let's start with you, Fat.
Well, if you haven't known, me and Chris,
Oh, y'all best friends?
we're more than that. Blood could have made us closer.
Hey, I like that.
But we met freshman year in high school. And since then we've been close. So it's 2004, and it's 2020. So it's about 16 years we've been friends.
Wow.
And we've been through a lot. Ups and downs. We have our fair share of arguments, but it's always at the end of the day. I'm there for him and he's there for me.
Respect.
We were in high school and every Friday we had the same routine. And we would go. It would be me, him, and our another best friend that we have. That he's currently, in another state.
Right.
And we would go to the same chicken spot every Friday, and we would all order the same thing: a bacon cheeseburger with a strawberry shake on the side. Never fails. We did that every single Friday. And if we wanted to mix it up and we had a little cash, we either go to White Castle or the Chinese spot to get egg rolls and iced tea. It was just a constant thing. And what made it better to do, to make it seem like, yo, this dude is like, he's more than a friend, because he always got my back, is
right. When
either one of us didn't have money, the other two would, always spare us and never look for the money back. I'm not saying that everybody was broke and we will lend the money out, but it was just based off kindness of each other's hearts. If they didn't have it or one of them didn't have it and I had it, best believe that none of us would go hungry, and we wouldn't go to a restaurant and not one of us didn't eat or watch the others eat.
Yeah, that's love. That's love.
And then going back to the point where sleeping over each other's house, visiting or whatever. Chris used to come to my house over the summer, sleep over. Bro, we'd be up 3-4 o'clock in the morning, talk about bitches and shit like that when we were young.
For sure.
Not even now till we older and I'm getting married and everything. We still keep the same constant vibes. Nothing changes or whatever. And, I look for him, he looks for me. It's never, oh, I haven't seen you in a month. What's up? I moved into my new apartment. Who's the first one to look for me? Yo, you need help? I got you. He came 4, 5, 6, 7 times to come help me move stuff into my new apartment. He didn't ask for money, nothing like that, but he came, um, and he helped. And every time he needed something, and I had it, I always had his back, no matter what. That's the bond that goes from friend to family, and that's something you can't break.
That's
You know,
love.
blood couldn't make us any closer. But like I said, and that's just that's something that's it's a blessing because not everybody could have something like that. Not everybody's that lucky.
So, Chris, would you have anything to say about that? Because,
Well,
dude, I'm about to tear up right now.
he pretty much basically summed up our friendship. So I'm gonna make it a more general thing.
Right.
Your question is, how does a friend become family? I think loyalty, like, that's a big thing. Like, you tell them stuff, you know that's not gonna go out or whatever. They always got your back, like he said. Me personally, I have different circles, like, of people, like, that I chill with, but
yeah,
I still all consider them the same thing. They're all like brothers to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not many people either. It's you guys here, obviously, Kev. Some of the people we play softball with,
Mm-hmm.
TJ, all of those, those are all my brothers to me.
Right.
Because I could trust them with anything, I feel. Other than that, like, people that are not that to me are just like acquaintances, to be honest. It's either that or an acquaintance.
So you're not even a friend?
To me? Nope. There's no middle ground to me. I don't know.
Got you.
That's just how I am.
No, respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, to make it quick, that's like those things: loyalty, having the person's back, like Fat said.
No, for sure.
Fat, yeah, like he said, I met him in high school. It's gonna be a long time already, 16 years.
Oh wow.
Leap, I met you. It's gonna be a long time too. We met playing softball in 45.
Yeah.
I don't think we started out as friends. We started out probably as
frenemies.
As like
frenemies.
Yeah, because we would play against each other, but we always had that respect for each other,
Of course. It was always
and
love,
then we became real close. And Pro recently, if doesn't feel that recent because it feels like I've known him forever, because I've always seen him through passing. Like I said before,
you're gonna make him cry. You're gonna make him cry.
I've always seen him through passing. Like I used to work. I worked in the check cashing place by 45. He would come once in a while, and I always knew who he was, but I never knew him like that. And it's crazy because now we're mad cool. Like, and even when he worked in the bakery downtown, I worked like literally the same block as a porter in those buildings.
That's insane. So you would say, man, the world is.
It's like it was fate, no homo.
Wow, that's absolutely true.
I don't care if it's homo.
Can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead, man. So, how about you?
I have one friend that I've known since second grade. Two friends that I've known since second grade.
Right.
One is my wife. Before I got my wife, I was with different girls, and then she really, she set the precedent for what a woman should be for me.
Shout out Pro's wife.
And I love her to death. But my other person, who's like that's beyond my best friend, he's like literally my brother. I don't want to say his name, but I love that guy to death. He's always been there for me. We've shared plenty of fucking laughs, nights drinking, the times that we do go party, because he's not really he hangs out, he has to like get into his own groove.
Right.
But I love him to death, but plenty of nights. And I had best friends who've just like literally turned into like, when Thanos said half the world, bro, guys are like that. Like literally they used to be best friends. I spend day and night with them and no longer we talk. Right. But in the last year, because I don't know if you guys know this, you guys being Chris Fats and
Kev
and TJ Juju, this is just a bunch of guys. I feel like I've known y'all my whole life. And I say this because although it's been a year now, of a friendship. I feel like I've known you guys a full lifetime. From the moment we hung out that first game night, like I felt like I was a part of a real brotherhood. Like, you know,
It was
I
all
don't
them
know.
shots.
But before the shots too, like, you know, baby was like, "Oh no, you you gotta eat. You can't be like other brother." Da da da. And I went there, literally empty stomach. But that's besides the point. Like, Chris and Fats, like, I really feel like we're brothers. You know, like they're family to me. Um, with Chris, I feel like he can ask you for something. I'll be like, "Yeah, I got you." You know, no problem ask, because I feel like he's that reliable as a person. Keith, I just think this motherfucker is so funny when he talks that you know, I love him like he is a little brother to me. Um, I would have to say that there is family members, my family members that I don't even treat as family. That to me, I see them, I'm like, "What's up?" That's it, in passing and done. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what makes a
That's true.
friend, what makes a friend family to me is a person that you could break bread with, and you know, they'll be like, I still got a little bit of mayonnaise for your sandwich, you know.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I'm thirsty. Here's a water bottle. Like, it's just different things, you know.
I
Um,
know for
I'm,
sure.
you know, this podcast was literally built on that foundation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to work with a group of guys that I felt like were family, you know, and I can't hold them back. Yo, I just can't hold it back. Yo, fucking Fats and Chris and Keem, I fucking love y'all.
Yo.
Y'all real gamers, B. Nah, but all jokes aside, like, you know,
Oh, I
Oh
thought that was real.
man, I thought that was real
I'm gonna
too.
be honest, like,
To throw me off.
you know, like, I really do enjoy, like, even talking to you guys on the regular. Like, it'll be in the middle of the night and somebody sends a corny ass meme and I'll start dying. You know, it's like we wake up in the morning. It's like you talk to your other groups, but then it's like this is my main group. These are the
Yeah.
I
Yep.
fuck around the most with.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, with that
For
note,
sure.
I just want to put you know, I want to give like a moment of silence to Kobe and to the other passengers of the helicopter,
Yes,
because
sir.
you know, he personified someone that for a lot of people was family to him. You
Mm-hmm.
know. And if we could just take, you know, maybe 30 seconds of just silence, you
For
know,
sure.
for him, his daughter, and for the other passengers and for his family, I'd really like that. So, right now. Bobby, those 24 seconds were for you and for the other passengers of that plane and a helicopter, I'm sorry, and your daughter. And to that note, I love you guys. Um,
Nah, 100%, man.
I'd finna get mango with you guys, no huevos. And that's it for
Ladies,
me.
I
ladies
love
and
y'all. I
gentlemen,
love y'all
just
too.
this is real. This podcast is real. This is us. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here for yet another podcast. And as always, have a great night. Have a great day. Get going. You got this. And ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.